Toy Story 5 is shaping up to be an epic event, not just in theaters, but in the entire history of animation. But did you know that, based on the ending of Toy Story 4 and the trailers for the new movie released so far, several doubts and burning questions are buzzing in the minds of the franchise's fans? Will Jessie have a new owner? One of the biggest pieces of news revealed so far is the emergence of a new character who is shaking the very foundations of Toy Story lore. We're talking about Blaze Manookian, a girl who lives on a farm and is absolutely obsessed with horses, according to the character description released by Disney themselves. And the most intriguing thing about this new girl is that somehow she will become Jessie's new owner. But how is that even going to happen? And will she be the cowgirl's owner forever, or just for a little while? According to the information we've gathered, the one responsible for this turn of events will be none other than Lilypad herself, the movie's villain. Apparently, there is an address written on Jessie's back, which is originally the location where Emily, the first owner of Bullseye's partner, used to live. And somehow, the evil tablet is going to manage to ship Jessie off to that exact location. Except when she gets there, Emily won't be there anymore. Instead, she'll find Blaze. Who is the one living at that place now? If we go back to Toy Story 2, which is where Jessie first appears, we can see those emotional scenes told by the toy where we realize Emily lived in a place that looked like a farm until she grew up, and her parents ended up donating the doll to charity. And if you look closely, you'll notice that not only did Emily live on a farm, but it was also a horse ranch, as shown by the painting that was in Jessie's former owner's room. So we can deduce that either Blaze is Emily's daughter, or maybe even her granddaughter, since Jessie has apparently been a toy for several decades now. Or perhaps the family of the cowgirl's former owner sold the property, and Blaze's family bought it and lives there now. The fact is that the horse-loving girl will play a very important role in the plot. Jessie might either end up staying there at the end of the movie, or she might get stuck there at the beginning, and we'll have to follow her emotional journey back to Bonnie's house to help Woody save the other toys. Our session of questions that need to be answered in Toy Story 5 is just getting started. Get ready because we're about to blow your mind. Will the other Buzz show up? Another piece of info the trailers revealed is that we're going to see an entire army of Buzz Lightyears in the 5th Toy Story movie. But the question is, we don't know if they will originally be friends or foes to Woody's group and the original Buzz. And the most intriguing part? Who is their true leader? The answer might lie in the exact same movie where Jessie first appeared, Toy Story 2. If we go back there, we'll see that our original Buzz ends up running into another Buzz, whom he fights and loses to. This second Buzz ends up meeting Woody along with the rest of Andy's toy gang, though they eventually swap places again later. At the end of the movie, the other Buzz discovers he is the son of Zurg, his arch nemesis, in true Star Wars fashion, and they end up playing together like a perfect father and son duo. However, if we stop to think about it, that same second Buzz could still be around today, hiding out with his father Zurg at the Chicken Man's toy barn where they were found. And if we remember correctly, that place was packed with Buzz dolls in all sorts of boxes. In other words, a literal army of Buzzes just like the one we'll see in Toy Story 5. That's why there's a huge chance this other Buzz is the leader of this army that will come to the rescue of Woody and his friends. How will Lotso return? It is more than confirmed that Lotso, the greatest villain in the entire franchise, will be returning in the new movie. But the question is, how is that going to happen? The answer, as bad as it may be, is actually pretty obvious. And we're going to tell you right now. The strawberry-scented bear from Toy Story 3 met his grim fate being strapped to the front of a garbage truck after being sent to the dump. In other words, officially, we can say that Lotso became a lost toy. And we know that Bo Peep and Woody's group have a mission to rescue toys in that exact situation. However, the cowboy would never trust the villain even if he found him lying around somewhere. But we know that Woody will separate from Bo Peep to help Jessie and Buzz with the Lilypad problem. And if you remember correctly, you'll recall that Bo Peep and Lotso actually don't know each other and have never met, since in Toy Story 4 the little shepherdess had already left Andy's house. So it's very likely that Bo Peep rescues Lotso from the front of that garbage truck while Woody is at Bonnie's house. When he returns, probably in a post-credits scene, we'll see the two enemies reuniting, and Lotso will definitely give him that evil glare, leaving everything wide open for Toy Story 6. Seriously, I am going to love seeing that in theaters. If you made it this far, do the following. Click the subscribe button. I think we deserve it. Is Smarty Pants the real villain? In one of the most recent teasers for Toy Story 5, we see a group of new toys confronting the Buzz Army. And apparently, the boss of the new toys isn't Lily Pad, but rather Smarty Pants, the toy that teaches little kids how to use the bathroom. We can see him both staring down Jessie in a terrifying way and telling Woody and Buzz that he's going to kick them out of there. This could indicate that the green, frog-shaped tablet might just be one of his allies, or who knows, maybe even his underling. In another older teaser, we can see a very strong hint that Smarty Pants might truly be the opposite of our heroes, as we see the old and new toys face to face in what looks like a battle about to break out. Basically, we don't have all the facts yet, but that little potty training toy is definitely bad news, especially if you're anywhere near the potty. Does Bonnie have a younger brother? Now, if you stop to think about it, you'll ask yourself, why does Bonnie have a toy like Smarty Pants that teaches you how to use the bathroom? The owner of Andy's Old Toys is already big enough to know how to use the bathroom, so much so that she even gets bullied by her classmates for being considered childish because she has conventional toys instead of a tablet like them, meaning she hasn't needed a Smarty Pants for a long time. Another thing is that the evil little toy is part of the new group of toys and not the old ones, indicating that he wasn't actually bought by Bonnie's parents years ago, but rather very recently. So the only conclusion we can reach is that Smarty Pants doesn't actually belong to Bonnie, but to her baby brother, who must still be a little infant in diapers. It would be something like Andy's case. He owned Woody and had a younger sister named Molly who owned Bo Peep. The toys of both siblings always interacted, so much so that the cowboy and the shepherdess were dating. So we can say that despite belonging to Bonnie's baby brother, Smarty Pants interacts with all the toys of his owner's sister. We don't know his name yet, but we think Bob really suits him. Is Woody going to retire? The end of Toy Story 4 was apparently the definitive end of the Toy Story franchise, or at least the end of Woody's involvement in it. However, Disney needed to make some money, and lucky for us, they brought the world's first CGI animation franchise back. The fact is that Woody will return for the 5th movie just like everyone else, but it's clear that somehow he will pass the torch to Jessie, who seems like she will be the main protagonist of the film. This all could indicate that even if he doesn't disappear completely from future movies, he will take on much more of a supporting role than a hero role. In fact, with Lotso's return, it's necessary for the cowboy to return in the other Toy Story films that will come from now on. But everything suggests that he and Bo Peep will eventually find an isolated island where they will take all the rescued toys, including his old gang, so they can live a peaceful and quiet life in retirement. This place could very well be called the Island of Lost Toys and be the main focus of the events in Toy Story 6. What do you think of that idea? I'd love to see it happen. Will Buzz and Jessie end up together? As we mentioned, it looks like Woody is definitely going to retire from the toy life. And we know that ever since his farewell in Toy Story 4, it seems Jessie has taken on the responsibility of dealing with the problems involving the defenseless toys that used to belong to Andy. At the same time, Buzz, who theoretically would have taken that spot, seems to have taken on only the role of physical protector, pointing his laser beam at anything he considers a threat. Essentially, we can say that the Intergalactic Ranger is the muscle and Jessie is the brains, and together they protect the remaining toys, making them an official duo. On top of that, if you watched the first few movies, you should know that from the first time Buzz saw Jessie, he was interested in the cowgirl, to the point that when he was rebooted by Lotso in Toy Story 3 and started speaking Spanish, he tried to openly woo her. Considering all this, we can say it's inevitable that the two of them, Buzz and Jessie, will finally become an official couple. And if that happens, we can imagine that somehow the Space Ranger will find a way to move to the same farm where Jessie might go to live, officially handing the guardianship of the toys back to Woody and Bo Peep on their potential Island of Lost Toys.
Mi florecilla del desierto.
Will Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head have a child? Speaking of couples, we even forget sometimes, but in the main toy group, there are other couples like Barbie and Ken, and the very first couple of all, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, who got together at the end of the first movie 30 years ago. And if you remember correctly, Potato Head's wife was actually a gift that Andy got for his birthday. Because of this, many fans believe there is a great chance the potato toy family might be growing. Since toys don't have babies, for obvious reasons you can probably guess, since they are made of cloth or plastic, it's likely that Bonnie's brother, Bob, whom we mentioned earlier in the video, has a birthday at some point in the movie, and one of his gifts will be none other than a Potato Head Jr. That way, we could see the arrival of the third member of the potato family finally appearing and further completing the love that exists between the Spud couple. Seriously, I'd love to see that happening, wouldn't you? If you want more videos like this, comment down below, add more. We're leaving 2 really cool videos for you to stay with us here on the channel. Click and have fun. Thanks.